You see, the president made specific promises, written. He is introducing what the president said, probably elsewhere, but not written, into this whole fray. And I think that is disingenuous. Because if the president wanted to add everything in a manifesto and make promises about when he wants to finish, he would have done that. But he chose 25, 26 out of the lot. And these things were in the public domain. We never heard the NPP or any opposition party make comments as to whether this is a low-hanging fruit or that is well, heavy. He said heavy something. He used the phrase. He said heavy. He used heavy something. I forgot.
Oh, no, it's a low-hanging fruit.
Heavy lifting.
Oh, heavy lifting. Okay. Yeah.
You see,
For him, that should be the conversation.
you see, that is an academic exercise.
Okay.
And I don't fault you for it. Because when you are writing essays, you give marks based on the thesis statements and all those other things that follow. You understand? Because there are certain expectations in a particular paragraph that will score you higher than subsequent ones.
No, but
that is more of an academic exercise.
No, but Kwadwo,
Yes.
even with that, even with that,
Yes.
when we're writing maths in school, now be what is 1 + 1? You say 2.
Yes.
You take, correct. You don't go now and explain why 1 + 1 is equal to 2.
I agree. And that is the point I am addressing right now.
All right.
So I'm saying that this man said it's just like an objective exercise.
Yes.
So I will do A.
Yes.
Has it been done? Yes, you tick. I will do B. Has it been done? Yes, you tick. Now they are stretching the goalposts because they know the man has delivered beyond their wildest expectation. And see, the question I also ask is that, what are the comparisons? What are the comparisons? Did the NPP, in the last 8 years of Akufo-Addo's the first term, the second term, was there any such promise made? And how was it delivered? So that when we are talking, we can reference that's the performance of that particular era earlier.
But it's a national daily.
Is that what?
It's a national daily, the daily guide.
I don't have a problem, but everybody knows the antecedent.
He wants them to go to the government newspaper.
Yes, if you want to be objective.
They should go to government
There's
newspaper.
no government newspaper on this table, as much as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Government leaning.
All right.
You mean a
So
state newspaper?
the fact that Daily Guide presents this in their whatever, it should tell you the perspective they want to achieve by that kind of statement.
Oh.
So, please, I'm being honest. You see, so I'm not surprised. And my brother also is giving him a 30%.
Yes.
Based on a wide stretch, departing so much from the 26 items that was listed. So now it's like he has set his own marking scheme instead of what the president himself set out to do. That is the kind of picture that is being painted.
Yeah, but he says he wants to do a more general and broader assessment.
Is that what we are on this table to do?
No, he says...
If you had told me you wanted to do broader, whatever, I would have prepared broader perspective on the, 4 months of President Mahama's tenure.
Valid point.
Do you understand?
Valid
But
point.
if we are here to do, to scrutinize just 120-day activity,
You remember when
then let us stick to
you
it.
remember when Ishak started this conversation?
Yes.
I said, I hope he's going to place it in this proper context.
Yes.
The context here is that a set of promises were made before the NDC won the last elections.
Yes.
And those promises were that it's been categorized. One is 120 days.
Yes.
120-day social contract with Ghanaians.
Yes.
And the setting specific promises were made.
Yes.
Whether those promises have been delivered or
Yes.
not. And he said yes. And then he goes ahead, he goes beyond that to say yes, in as much as he agrees that the conversation is about 120 days, and and relative to what has been promised and what and the extent to which it's been delivered. He wants to go beyond the 120 days.
You see,
because the party has a social contract with Ghanaians that goes beyond 120 days.
Everybody who enters
and that is why he brought in
if
all
you
the
enter
other issues.
the exams room,
Yes.
in many cases, which one do you tackle first?
Objectives.
Those that you know.
Oh, you mean when the questions are brought to you?
Yes.
The ones that
you read
you're
through,
familiar
those you are
with.
familiar with,
You answer
those
them
you know
quickly.
you can quickly.
Because of time management.
Because of time management.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do you understand? Yes. So, as an academic, I believe he should know the strategy better than
So
myself.
your point is deal with the 120 days issue
Yes.
first.
So, the man has, you call it low-hanging fruit. He has dealt with it.
Okay.
Because that is the answer that people wanted.
Okay.
And those were one of the few, or the first few, what would I say, metrics that the people wanted to see whether he would be able to live up to. But that 14-day ultimatum would have been, could be met. And we were all here, we saw the anxiety that was built around it. So why are we, the person having fulfilled that promise, now we want to consider that as a low-hanging fruit that any other president could have done it. That's why I'm asking. President Akufo-Addo, what were his own benchmarks? And how was that fulfilled? I would like my brother to tell us something so that we can compare and say that, oh, this man did better and this man did not pass. Because we are failing him based on what? And based on whose score points. You see, so for me, let us come back to the issues. He was also talking about first-year student. Well, did we give any timelines?
In fact, I have received how do you call it, a message from a viewer.
Right.
I believe the person is a student himself
Right.
or herself. Now, this person says that, it says, okay, sorry, it's from Kofi Manette.
Right.
It says, Mo, please let Ishaq Ibrahim know that the academic year began in September
Yes.
2024. Current first-year students were admitted by Nana-Addo government when he was president.
Yes.
The first-year fees JDM promised is supposed to start in September 2025,
Right.
when first years are going for the first semester.
Exactly.
Currently, the universities are going for second semester. The fees are not supposed to be paid from January 2025 when JDM took office. Any amount JDM is paying now to over 8,000 students who have accessed the portal and more are yet to come is out of place. He is purely doing that out of generosity. That's what the person says.
Can I explain to that?
Yeah, please
The
do.
person,
I'm not done,
What the
but you
person
let
said.
me
No,
continue.
but let me correct what the
Yes,
person said.
yes.
That is not true.
That's okay.
The continuous student academic year starts in September.
Okay,
We
continues.
are having three, what they call it, almost three streams.
Okay.
The first year academic year starts in January, so not September. So
Oh,
maybe
so the first year
yes,
academic calendar.
they reported in our university
In January.
around 16th January.
Okay, is it across the board?
I think
That's
so.
for UPSA.
Yes, I think because of COVID-19,
It changed the calendar.
They shift. Yes,
So from January.
yes, from January.
So
First years.
your point is that so the first year students who are in school now should
Yes.
have had their fees paid for them.
President Mahama became president before they started the university. Yes. So let's correct that.
Okay.
So his assumption for attacking
Moro.
is
Okay.
wrong.
Moro, I think Ishaq, right?
Okay. Yes.
It should be fair to the facts.
Okay.
Look, was free SHS promised before President Akufo-Addo took over in 7th January 2016, 2017?
Yes.
Did he implement it as soon as he became president?
No.
So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? The very things that we've done before. You leave the scene and now you're presenting a different outlook completely. As if you did something similar to what you are proposing for your opponent. How fair can you be? We all know that academic years usually start between September, October, thereabout. And definitely, if a new government takes over of Parliament, They've had 2 recesses in the last 4 months. 2. So if something has to go to Parliament and Parliament is not sitting, what do? You have to wait. You are talking about this galamsey, the repeal of the
LI 2460.
yes. Who will do it? From the presidency? Is it by executive instrument or what? It has to go to Parliament. And someone has to couch the framework and also the law. That has to go to Parliament. It doesn't take a day. The drafters would need time. It has to go through several processes before it can go and be laid in Parliament. So these are issues that you don't just get up. And sometimes when the MPs who understand the way these things work are the ones leading the charge for these false, it really, begs the question. You see, Moro, this is governance. 4 months ago, you were in government. You were abysmal in several forms and fashions. The very things that you are today trying to pontificate. You were deficient in the implementations of it. Very, very deficient. For which reason Ghanaians gave you such a drubbing. And then 4 months later, you have become righteous so much that you are the one trying to determine how governance should go. Please, let's be fair to the facts.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't want to go this tangent, but when they jump on that high horse and want to present themselves as some people who just came on the scene from cloud, what do they call the outer space? They've not been around. They don't know what has gone on. Take your own governance in the last 8 years and pick up the issues that you are addressing and check them vis-a-vis your own performance. So that when you are talking, something will guide the things you are saying.
Right.
And you will be checked by the facts. You see, you are talking about Wale here. You were in government. This issue didn't just come up. The president's vice is from where? It's from where?
Central region, isn't it?
No, not this president. I'm talking about the ex-president.
Oh, the ex-president. Yeah, he's from upper, was it northeast?
Where?
He's from Wale. Yes, that's where he's
And where did he mention?
He mentioned the same Wale.
So what are we talking about? Whom does it concern more to bring peace to his own people? Did this curfew thing just start in the last 4 months? That is the question we should be asking ourselves. And what has been their own contribution to the peace approach? If anything at all, they took advantage of the conflict and tried to benefit from it. And so they did not take any steps to see to its solution. We are in here, 28th of, is it April? We are in May.
Yeah, we're in May.
The Otumfo has been tasked with a team to start the peace process with those in conflict. The least we can do, he's done it before with the Yana case, which was protracted for over 5 years. Okay? Under your government. Why is it that every time when you are in government, that is when these things escalate? Okay? So once the system has been put in place, I think we, the spectators, the least we can do is to pray that the Otumfo succeeds in this venture so that the peace process will bring the desired result for the people of that area. That is what I pray for them every day, that they will remain calm. The youth there will be told, let's, as politicians, call for calm at every time, than to always try to stoke and look for faults, raking in politicians and political parties and all these things. It doesn't help the cause. So please, let's be mindful and careful with some of these things. Galamsey, in the last 4 months, who hasn't seen the effort of the NDC in trying to curb this whole thing? Is it that the day you decide that a law is passed to outlaw mining in forest areas and in water, people will stop overnight? Is that how the law works? Is armed robbery accepted in our laws? And yet every day there's armed robbery. So those who have determined in their minds and hearts to perpetrate galamsey, they won't stop whether the law is in place or not. So it is the system that will have to put the system in place to ensure that we bring it to its barest minimum as much as possible, because eradication is totally out. It can't happen. It cannot. This is a human thing. If people will want to dig in their own room, they will do it. And we know what people are doing in their own houses. They dig in from their own rooms. If you don't get to know, what will you do? So let us support it. In the past 8 years, what didn't we see about galamsey? All kinds of promises were made. Later, we found the complicity of government officials from the seat of government, deep-necked in galamsey practice. There was a report by Professor Frimpong Boati on that. Names were mentioned in this government. If you know any such name, mention it on this show so that we know that Kwadwo Asare is involved in galamsey. Let me own up. Or that person who is an NDC person is involved in galamsey. Let's own up.
That's a very wrong response.
You see, so for me, I think that if we as a people think we want to bring or want to curb the galamsey menace, as a government, it is the will of the leadership to do it that matters. The NPP did not have any will to do it because people who were mentioned were at the helm of affairs. The president then himself, when it was all over the place that Akunta mining was involved in galamsey, the president himself came to exonerate them that Akunta mining is not into galamsey. The president himself. Here is the case, another president comes and he says, look, if any of you, my appointees, is found, this and that is what I will do. Which one of them is better?